In this video, I explain to you the current situation of NoSQL database and Java Enterprise.
When we talk about NoSQL database, we need to understand at least 2 points. First, NoSQL database does not have a standard like relational database does. And also, we have structure or way to store the information inside the database. Based on that, I have my categories or types. Those are the most popular structures or types that we have on NoSQL database right now. So we have the key value, a type where the structure looks like a map in Java, column family, document where the structure looks like a JSON, graph where we can do a deeper relationship than a relational database, especially because we have an object that holds directions, properties, and so on, time series, and finally, the most popular solution when talk about database and AI, that is the vector database. Checking surveys, checking success case, we could see that the number of users by enterprise in NoSQL has increased a lot. So you can see, for example, the survey from last year of Stack Overflow, where you can see that right now more and more organizations are using NoSQL database, plus exploring more the Polyglot persistence, where I can use the best database based on the context instead of trying to use the same solution of storage to doesn't matter what. Exploring a little bit more the capability of AI and vector database, you might hear about this powerful database, and in summary, the main difference is about how vector search for information. So let's compare those two solutions. On relational database using SQL, we do a query by lexical. So I can do a query by equals path or like path, where I might return precisely the value path or path shop or path something. And on the other hand, when I do a search by vector, I'm looking for semantic and context, right? So the same query might return dog, puppy, cat, and some animal companion. So in vector database, it fits because they capture the meaning, not just the syntax, not just the lexical order or lexical value and so on. So that is why vector database is super powerful when talk about AI integration, especially with RAG. When talk about Java and NoSQL, naturally you have several solutions, including Spring Data NoSQL database, Quarkus, and so on. And the Java Enterprise specification, we have Jakarta NoSQL, where, let's say, the biggest benefits was create Jakarta data. So the Jakarta data that was born in Jakarta EE11 was because Jakarta NoSQL will start to explore more the capability of the polyglot persistency thanks for Jakarta NoSQL. And then appear the regular question, why not just use JPA? Why create a new specification with NoSQL database? We have a couple reasons. Naturally, the first one is because JPA has the goal to work with relational database, including the SQL. And NoSQL have a huge amount of behaviors, and those behaviors matters a lot. We also need to understand that sometimes we want to explore specialization. So a sample that I put here was the vehicle control. Imagine that I have a single control to handle with both planes, submarines, and car. So naturally, I'm not able to explore the best words of each vehicle. So specialization matters to us, especially because of that. And when we talk about The Jakarta NoSQL, we are working right now in the version 1.1. So the idea is to have one more layer. So we have the strong layer that is the mapping that looks like what we have with Jakarta persistency, and the communication layer that is, let's say, optional in the couple. It looks like the JDBC. It's a little bit different, but let's say the idea is to be like the mapping to work as JPA and communication to work as JDBC. However, with the difference, especially because the target is not relational database, but NoSQL database. So to explore and do a quick overview of Jakarta NoSQL, as you can see, those annotations are pretty similar that we have in Jakarta persistency. So at NT, at ID, column, and so on. The main difference naturally is this one here is Jakarta NoSQL NT, Jakarta NoSQL ID, and so on. And we have a template interface that works as bridge to reduce the boilerplate. As you can see, I created a car and then I'm able to do an insert. I'm doing queries exploring the Fluent API. So in this case, I'm doing select car where type equals sport or the by name. And then I got the result. I can explore it with update, delete, and so on. So we have this Fluent API. And in this version, we also are working with the newest specification that is Jakarta query. So again, the idea is to keep simple as possible, as similar as possible to relational database. So we have the query method that returns the query interface where capable to do a couple of operations. Plus, we have the projection that is a record structure that where you can put this information. Here is the low-level communication. So the communication API, this sample belongs to document. In this version, we have target to work with document, key value, column, and graph. And with time, we want to increase. Again, this one here is more to NoSQL providers, and it is optional. So if you want to connect directly to the mapping, go ahead. And here we have the roadmap. So in Jakarta NoSQL 1.1, where the target is the platform 12, our goal is to have beyond the Java version baseline, the driver communication, the query support, and prepare statement, and so on. And the Jakarta NoSQL 1.2, where the target platform is Jakarta E13, we want to work with more APIs, so even integration. So integration with Jakarta Batch, Jakarta configurations, agentic API, and so on. So that is the whole idea of NoSQL and Java inside the platform. That is it for today. Hopefully you got the point of using Java and NoSQL and why NoSQL Enterprise matters. And please let me know what you think and your thoughts. And if you want to learn more, enhance your skills as software engineer and software architect, subscribe in my channel. Bye.